Welcome back. Welcome back to another Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have a special guest. This special guest, he is a former NFL football player and also he is an actor. Tonight we have Mr. Jimmy Fitz. Jimmy, welcome to Beeline to Passports.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. And like every week, we ask our guests how everything started. We want to hear about your childhood, where you're from, your education, and all this great information. Then our uh, public, basically our audience, wants to know about our guests.
All right. So go ahead and get started. I'm from Bradenton, Florida. I'm 43 years old. So I was born in 1980. Um, I grew up in a really good home. Had some really great parents. Um, Growing up, I was pretty much a straight A student. Um, I don't know, just had an amazing childhood. Um, I went to high school in Bradenton, Bradenton Southeast High School. Played football and baseball in high school, and I was on the weightlifting team as well. Um, I actually was a speaker at my graduation for high school. Had I won an award called the Knowles Combined Athletic and Academics Award. They call it the Golden Feather Award. Um, and Yeah, so just my whole childhood, that's pretty much spent playing sports. Was always outside. Playing stickball, baseball, football in the field. Always something active. Little league baseball. Um, just always doing something active involved with sports. Um, so needless to say, with my grades and my high school education, I was able to get a full ride scholarship to the University of South Florida.
Nice.
Um, so I yeah, and that was kind of a big decision as well because I was getting recruited by a lot of the major colleges around the nation. I went and visited University of Florida, and I was getting stacks and stacks of like letters and stuff every day, and those things. And my dad actually was talking to me one day, and USF was a brand new program at the time. They played one football season, before I was being recruited. So I was talking to him, and he was telling me, he's like, "You want to be a small fish in a big pond, or do you want to be a big fish in a small pond?" And so that helped me make my decision to go to USF, and so I played the second to the fifth season of existence there, and um, ended up being rookie of the year. And then I was most valuable offensive lineman. Um, I was first team all independent conference because we were in the independent conference at that time. So same with like Notre Dame and those kind of schools. But so yeah, I was first team all independent conference. I played in the Florida versus USA College All Star game. It was called the Gridiron Classic. Um, and Yeah, so from there, I ended up signing with the New York Giants as a free agent. So
Nice, nice, man. That's you know I met you lady it was a couple months ago when we
yeah,
were doing a film, and I heard your story, but I didn't know all these great things uh of you. When you think, okay, this guy used to play for a with major league, you know, uh, but we want to know the background. where he from and what turned this guy to be a football player. But also your story, straight A's. It's not, sometimes they think, oh no, these guys are the tough guys, and they probably they help them on the school just to pass the classes. But they have stories about that.
It happens.
They have stories about that. But
Uh,
then you were like eating the books to get straight A's and move forward, to college, and from college, all these awards and become a football player on the NFL for the New York Giants. That
yeah,
was like, wow, nice, nice.
yeah,
Congratulations on all that achievement because I know it's hard. It is like everything in life. You need to prepare yourself for what's next.
oh yeah,
It is given when people give it to you, they don't have that kind of value. But when you prepare yourself and you get that achievements, it's like I did it,
yeah,
and I have this story to tell the world and my kids, and what you can do and what you can achieve in life if you work hard and you prepare yourself. That's
yeah.
that's amazing, man. That's
That's the
amazing.
that's the key is there's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and
Yes.
a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as you hear a lot of football players say. So I did sacrifice a lot of time. I wasn't out partying every
Yes.
weekend and doing a lot of those things. Like I was studying and I was training and that's the things that it took to make it to the level that I did. And I wouldn't have done it any other way.
Right. 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 In college, what was your major?
Communications.
Communications, and now you are in the entertainment world. Hey,
Yes.
that goes hand to hand. That's
Yeah.
nice,
And
man. That's
yeah,
nice.
and
All
I work
right.
in I work retail sales as well. I actually do door to door, like in home consultations. I work for Lowe's. So I sell like exterior projects and stuff, and like windows and doors and roofing and gutters, all those kinds of things, whole home generators and all that. So communications definitely helped me with being in the sales field as well, and um, so yeah, definitely learned a lot from it.
Nice, 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 nice. It's great story. Is something then our audience they going to appreciate all this information because we have audience around the world that they have a dream. They can have a dream to become a musician, an actor, a community leader, an athlete, and listening for somebody they went through all these steps and successful pass all these steps in life and have major achievements. This an amazing story that we bring in to our audience today. Most definitely, most definitely. All right, Jimmy, let's take our first commercial break. And when we come back, we will continue talking about your projects in the last 2, 3 years. But let's take this short commercial break. And we'll be right back with more of Mr. Jimmy Fitz here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break and great music, and you're listening GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host, and tonight we have a special guest. He is a former NFL player for the New York Giants, also an actor. Tonight we have Mr. Jimmy Fitz. Jimmy, in the previous segment, we talked about your story, education, all these achievements that you got in life. But I want to know, in the last 2 3 years, what projects you have been involved, and also when you start with the acting.
Yeah, so I actually the first time I did anything with acting was I think 2000, the end of 2002. I actually had just been released from the New York Giants. I found out I had some some issues with some hip injuries, um, um, and one of my family members had a friend that told me about a commercial that was being done for the NFL Sunday Ticket, and they couldn't make it, so they actually asked if I would be interested in doing it. So I went down to like the talent agency, and I told them I was a football player, and they were looking for actors for that commercial, and yeah, they cast me. So I was really surprised, and it's funny. I ended up being a New York Giants player in the commercial, and also a Steelers player in the commercial. But yeah, it was really fun. That was my first taste of acting.
Nice.
Yeah, I never did any like drama classes or any of that stuff in school. It always kind of interested me, but I was just so busy with sports. I just never had time to really do that kind of stuff. But so coming up to the present, um, I just started acting in December. So I've only been in several films, so far, but I can tell you it's been absolutely amazing, and I really didn't know, what to expect, from it, but I was cast in a series. Actually, it was just going to be a one time thing, but they ended up making it into a series, and
Nice.
yeah, so I was really surprised I got cast in that, and then yeah, so I went and got to experience a set, um, and you know all the things involved with filming, and it's crazy because like every time that I go to a set and I meet all these new actors in this in Florida and in the different areas I've been, I always meet new people, and then just through like networking and you know doing the things I'm asked to do. It seems like I've been picking up just more and more roles, and there's more people who are like, hey, I can use you for this, or I can use you for that, or um, so I'm kind of gaining my experience as I go. Apparently I'm doing all right job at it because I'm picking up a lot of gigs. So I got a crazy summer ahead of me right now. I
Nice.
got, yeah, a lot of projects coming up in that, but yeah. So in a short, I guess it's been about 7 months.
Yeah.
I got quite a few IMDb credits under my belt now, and just picking up more and more experience, and try to soak in everything I can. At every film, just learning what the other people do. You know, and yeah, try to watch like part of a lot I learned and from playing football and stuff was watching how other people do it, and so I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
been picking things up and running with it. Seem to be doing pretty well with it.
And I'm gonna say then, the drama that you were, practicing daily on the field, when you were, head to head against uh, the Steelers or any other team against the Giants. There was the drama right there. Yeah. But yeah, most definitely, this is a career. Then you learn practicing. You know, you learn the fundamentals, taking courses that they're important because they have many fundamentals, and the courses are not that long. 3 months, and sometimes it's one class per week. And then I always said to people that start in this business, then take the advantage and look for some school close to you. Then you can take the courses because you learn some techniques that you will apply to what you know already. And
Yep.
they're gonna ask you to do auditions. That happened to me. I always say it on the show how my story a little bit long, but very short. I was retired from the entertainment world, and somebody asked me to be the director, image director, for this Miss, for Miss Teen Universe, and said, you know what? Let me remove uh, all this dust from the clothing and all the things, and let's give it a shot back on my return after many years retired.
Yeah.
And I started with this team, and then I decided to start helping other people. And they said in one person, a client. The person, when we signed that person in our organization, Silera Media Group, there was an actress, and I was like, okay, she's an actor. Um, I've been out of that world because I did some small parts, more theater than anything, and did some TV for more like a spokesperson. But let me see, what is the film world, and I went to take classes, and part of the course they ask you that you need to do the auditions,
Yeah.
and it's mandatory that you need to do auditions. So like, okay, let me
Yeah.
start submitting, and I started getting some roles, and then another role, and another role, and in 1 year I complete two TV series in all these things, and one was with Warner Brothers. Then it's right now post production is coming for Apple TV, and another is already on HBO Max with Issa Rae. And then that was an amazing opportunity because that is major leagues. When you're working with people, Warner Brothers Studios, and when you're working with the Issa Rae, and she have many shows on BT and other networks, you're like, wow. And you go to sets. We've been in sets that is small, people they have their small studios. To go to a set, then it's basically taking the whole Miami Dade County uh, school just to film, and you have I don't know how many trucks for food, for wardrobe, for the props, and you're like, holy. Yes, and you see all the things, and you're like getting excited, and you continue submitting, and you continue doing networking and meeting people, and these people try to help you to get some gigs with another projects. Uh, and that has been, my story in these last 3 years after I came back from retirement. And during that period of time, I decided to open and do a radio show and come back to radio because my core was radio since I was 12 years old. I started in radio with my dad, and then myself and all these things, uh, and the whole story. It was like, okay, give an opportunity, let's take it, let's learn, and go and get the education and practice because every single time that you go on front of that camera, it's a
Yeah.
practice,
Yeah.
and you try to do it better and better, and you start getting different roles. I've been a priest, I've been the devil, I've been a police officer, and very soon in a project and we're gonna work together, I'm gonna be I don't know, a rebel, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that is, I'm excited for that project that's coming up,
Yeah. Me
because
too.
it's something different than everything that has been done in the last 3 years, when I came back from retirement.
Yeah.
Um, Jimmy, let's take another short commercial break. And for our audience, please remember to drop your comment or question if you want to hear them here answer on the show. The number is 407-476-9059. Remember to say my name, Joe Batista, followed by your name, your comment or question, and you could also hear it here in Beeline to Passports on GK Radio. We'll be right back. We are back. We are back from commercial break and great music. And you're listening GKI Radio. And my name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And this is your show, Be Line to Passports. And tonight we have a special guest. This special guest, he is a former NFL player from the New York Giants. Also, he is an actor. Tonight we have in our show Mr. Jimmy Fitz. Jimmy, we talk about your projects and you have been working in the past. What was your first opportunity in front of a camera with that NFL Sunday ticket opportunity, a TV commercial, and some projects that you have been involved in the last 7 months? Now, let's talk about today. What projects you are involved right now, then you can tell our audience.
Yeah. So I actually have a few things coming up this weekend. I have an audition in Orlando for an Irish mob movie, which will be pretty interesting. So it's my first in person audition coming up. Everything has been doing recorded video, um, but I've got a few films actually. Check my calendar here. Got a film called the Wrong One coming up this Sunday um, with Doc Anthony Brown. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. Um, just did a film this past Saturday with Pro Slacker Productions, and I was hiding in the bushes for the short film challenge, the Orlando Independent Film. Um, got another film coming up, Kung Fu Ushers, um, Cosmic Blood Pub, um, Spiritual Lenses with Kareem Iverson. Um, I'm trying to think. So many of them coming. Um, As We Fall with Heather Fraley and Preston Walden. I was in the first episode. That
Nice,
was actually
nice.
my first time on film again back in December, and then we have episode 2 coming up. I think in the next couple months. Um, I'm trying to think. There's there's a lot. I got busy, really busy summer with that stuff. Um,
Yeah, it's time to get an agenda to start writing that things and that. But it's
yeah,
this great. That's amazing.
I've been,
You mentioned 4 films in or 5 films in basically in a very short period of time that you're gonna
yeah,
be involved or you already completed.
yeah, and the one that you were talking about just a little bit ago, Hinders with Heather Fraley and Chad Shaver, I believe. And yeah, that
Yes.
one's gonna be like I was made for that film.
Yeah. They're gonna be an amazing, amazing story. But not only we're gonna have an amazing story right there. We're gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun uh, because we have a great opportunity to become rebels and going kind of Mad Max style on the film, and they're gonna be an amazing story for the OIF challenge. And basically, what you mentioned, you're gonna be in several films. Your face is gonna be on several films for the challenge.
Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
yeah, I'm excited.
I I like that. I like the opportunity that was given to you because you don't never know. All this you can put on a reel and start submitting for bigger and bigger and bigger opportunities nationwide, and also here in the state of Florida, Miami is so big, doing some films, and in Atlanta more. Atlanta right now is the
Yes,
small Hollywood because a lot of films,
yeah, yeah.
they're
I've got a friend.
basically the studios, they move over there.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine that lives in Atlanta, and he's been telling me he's like, you need to come up to Georgia. You need to move to Georgia. And
Yes.
yeah, he's he stays pretty busy himself, so something to consider.
Yeah, definitely. They have opportunities, and in this world, entertainment world is you don't need to look for the opportunities, and the opportunities are over there. Sometimes you need to sit down with the family, start looking for the opportunity. And you grab an opportunity that is well paid. Hey, it's time to think, uh, move to a little bit north of Florida because it's important. It's important. Last week we have a guest in our show. She is an actress and a model, and she's been working in different projects. And some of these projects has been with Tyler Perry.
Oh
And
wow,
with Tyler Perry, he's based in Georgia,
yeah,
and she's worked 2 projects with Mr. Tyler Perry. And we were on a conversation on the show. I asked her, if they have the opportunity to move to another area, what area you will move it. She was mentioned moving to or Georgia or LA, where there are the opportunities.
yeah,
Uh, Tax wise, I will move to Georgia.
yeah,
It's less expensive. It's
yeah,
less expensive.
exactly.
But they have opportunity. And when you start working on this kind of projects, you become a SAG E. And the SAG E is basically that will help you to get more jobs in the LA, Hollywood, or any other areas. And they start getting, you start getting some agents. They start calling you when you start putting that. information. Hey, uh, I am a SAG eligible, a SAG E, in other words. Then I can apply and can work any project to continue develop. And good thing with Georgia is because the state they have the law is you can work with be a SAG or a SAG E, and doesn't matter for the state. In another state like LA, you need to be a SAG.
Yeah.
You need to have that be under the SAG before you can start working in LA. But again, these opportunities, and the opportunity.
Oh yeah.
All right. Talking about other opportunities, have you thought to do sometimes they call it the modeling part, because right now the modeling part they changed completely. They used to be need to be 5'11" and bigger or taller, and size, small to medium. Right now they changed the whole thing. Now uh, they have models that is 5 foot and to be 6'11", in other words. uh,
Yeah.
that is another opportunity because that helps you with the branding, and also you start getting other opportunities, and you start getting some sponsorship because some
Yes.
companies they will sponsor somebody, for example in your case with your background, because you bring some stuff to the table for them
Yeah.
to use for their benefits.
Right. Yeah, definitely open to doing that. I haven't had any of those opportunities come along yet. Um, I'm in a couple of you know casting companies signed up for, um, and they do have some opportunities that I've seen with that. I haven't been asked um, about anything yet, but they do have some classes and stuff like that to that they offer. That's free with being signed up for it. So definitely interested in that, and I would model in a heartbeat if the opportunity's there.
Yes, yes, and like I mentioned last week on the show, my friend Paul Marcel, he is a former Miss Universe trainer. He used to train and prepare all Miss Universe for Mexico, and he's playing on our show in previous season. Um, then models need to learn act, and actors need to learn modeling.
Yeah,
Because you don't know in front of the camera, uh, you need to learn etiquette. You need to learn how to talk to on a basically on a red carpet. All these great things that you
yeah,
learn for modeling, and vice versa. As an actor, you know how to work the camera on your favor. In other words,
yeah.
it's great to prefer in that areas as well. All
Yeah, it's
right,
kind of like
let's take in this. Yes.
I was. I was going to say it's kind of like in football. Like we had to have training on how to address the press or press conferences and stuff after the games, and so yeah, you always need training on that stuff.
Yes, yeah. It's not only tackle your opponent. It's also learn how to address, and also in any situation and happen how to work with that situation, and who you need to go and pass this information. Then they can help with the information to the press, most definitely. But let's take another short commercial break, and we will come back with more information and more details about your career. But people, thank you for being with us in learning about Mr. Jimmy Fitz story, and we'll be right back with more of Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break and great music. You're listening GKR Radio. This is your show, Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host, and tonight we have a special guest. He is an actor and a former New York Giants and NFL player. His name, Mr. Jimmy Fitz. Jimmy, we talk about your projects. We talk about um, your career as football player. Now I want to know your future projects. What you want to achieve in the next year, 5 years from now, and also your social media and your INDB.
Yeah, I don't know, like with sports and everything I've done in the past, like I'm driven to try to be the best at what I do, and I know it's this being a whole different ball game in my life that I didn't really know a whole lot about. I don't expect it to happen by tomorrow, but I mean, I want to be a movie star, and I know that it's going to take a lot of work and training, and it's going to take time. Um, but I mean, definitely, within this next year or so, I want to get some more speaking roles, maybe some supporting actor roles, and maybe even by the end of the year, maybe some lead actor roles. Um, like I said, I know it's going to take some time to get some experience under my belt, and so maybe after and 2 year goal to be SAG eligible, like you were saying, to open up some other opportunities, and be able to maybe get an agent, um, to help further my career from there. Um, I really didn't know where this experience was going to take me. I was interested in it, obviously, and thought I'd give it a shot. And now that I've done that, I see that the possibilities are endless. And one opportunity could be the big break that you need, and that goes for anybody. Um, so I'm gonna keep working and see what I can do with this. Um, you know, I so far, I mean, throughout my life, putting in the work and doing what it takes has gotten me pretty far. So I've been on some of the biggest stages, with football and academics and those kind of things. So I know the sky's the limit.
That's right. That's right. The sky is the limit. And again, you need to prepare yourself, educate yourself, practice, 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 and practice meaning like you were on football and your sports. Practice makes perfection.
Yes.
And you didn't. I always said you don't need to be perfect perfect for to beat somebody. You need to be perfect to beat yourself. In other words, get better every single day and get better, you know, all the time, and getting better and better and better. Then when you turn and you see projects from the past, you're like, wow, I did this. I sucked on this one. Let me redo it. And when you do it again, like, oh, I'm better and better
Yeah.
and better. And it's practice. It's practice. And the practice is getting opportunities in front of the camera, different roles like you mentioned, getting some speaking roles, because that is the part then every actor wants to be, be a lead on a film. Also learn the whole set. That always a tip that I give to people that want to be actors or they're starting the acting career. Know the whole set. In other words, you try to get opportunities as a PA. They try to get some opportunities, as a grapher. Anything that you can do on a set that you learn what is behind the camera, because it is a lot. We
Yeah.
work behind the camera. Uh, it's a lot. I've been a producer. I've been a PA director. It's a lot of work. Uh, just to have a 9-minute film, you
Yeah.
can be working and producing and all this for months, and just to have a 9-minute film.
Yeah.
Imagine a minimum 90 minutes that become the feature film. How long you need to work. I work in a
Right.
project. Yesterday I received a text, an update of the project. When we start filming in January, it's a feature film. It's called The Refugee. That film, uh, the day that we start filming, there was 9 months of preparing for the first day of the film. In other
Wow.
words, all the pre-op, there was 9 months.
Yeah.
And we did the film, original was 18 days, and we completed in 14 because we prepared ourselves. But that
Yeah.
was 9 months of meetings, 9 months of scouting, doing casting, doing the wardrobe, doing everything, and looking for the right people to work the project. The director, the DP, photographer, a director of photography, um, working, PAs, BTS, behind the scene, all this, the crew. That was 9 months to get all this together, and we did it in a short period of time
Yeah.
because everything was ready, and we were ready to complete the film. And the message that I received yesterday, they looking to send this film to festival like Sundance. That is a huge festival.
Hmm.
uh, they're gonna submit to Sundance. They're gonna submit to all the big world or international film festivals, and crossing the fingers, then we can get awards because that put weight on your career. When they
Right.
say you participate on this film, yeah, let's talk about what we can do for the project,
Yeah.
or for the future project. Most definitely. Jimmy, what is your social media?
I believe my Facebook and Instagram are both Jimmy Fitz 75. Um, so my two main platforms. I don't have a TikTok or that. So yeah, Facebook and Instagram. Um, IMDb. It's just under Jimmy Fitz, um, and I think that's all the social medias that
That
I've been.
you
Yeah.
okay, perfect. Well, my recommendation, I'm gonna give the recommendation that was given to me. Open a TikTok. I had a TikTok just to see what the people did or does,
Yeah.
but talking to the new generation, I call it the new generation on the on film industry or entertainment industry, said no, you need to open that because that will attract more followers, more visitors, and that will help on your credits on IMDb. Like, for real, okay, let me open it. I didn't have the first video yet, but I'm working on something to start putting right there on TikTok before they, ban it from the US because they were looking to ban that from the US. But anyway, they told me that, I pass it to you, like, hey, open and, I'll do some, short video, funny video or something, and that will help to increase your followers on Instagram and also your uh, Facebook people and the IMDb followers as well. All right, your final thoughts before we complete or we finish the show tonight.
My final thoughts. um, Man, I appreciate working with you in the past, Joe, and definitely your suggestions tonight. So I know you've been doing this, for a while. You got a lot of experience, and yeah, I'm grateful that for the opportunity to be on your show. Um, and yeah, I'm just excited and looking forward to what the future holds and in the acting industry, and yeah, just can't wait to see what happens.
Definitely, most definitely. And we didn't mention when we met. That was basically in Poker Nights.
Yes,
I was the production manager and also the script supervisor for the film. You guys did amazing. That film was amazing, and not only that, we received four nominations.
yes,
The film, four nominations on the OIF challenge. You know that mean a lot. You
yeah.
receive nomination that people seen, then was a great final product. And thank you for being, there, did great on set, and we will see you in a couple weeks again on set. This time we become rebels,
Yes.
and we're going headhunting together.
Let's get those hinders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Jimmy. Thank you so much for give us the opportunity to learn more about you and learn about your story in our show. And again, break a leg on all the projects then you have right there on the agenda and future projects that are coming up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And people, thank you for being with us in another Be Line to Passports. And remember, be a leader, rock the world, inspires others with your emotions in control. Good night.